Welcome back to TechnoSage YouTube channel. So we have some news regarding, first of all, the transistor size. We essentially know like we have 4 nanometer, 3 nanometer and stuff, but according to this report, that nanometer size doesn't matter that much because it doesn't relate to die size. It is said like since 250 nanometer since 1997, it is just a name term, and there's no literally a die size. It's just a different ways to make transistors more power efficient and stuff like that. It's essentially that you're not going not shrinking the transistor size. You are essentially making it so that you are stacking it on top of each other, or maybe using some other stacking technologies of FinFET design, so that you get essentially the same performance as that of a die shrink. And yeah, that's why it says like even if your processor is like 3 nanometer, it has that power efficiency, but it's not traditionally like 3 nanometers or stuff like that. It is just a process name. As you can see, Samsung Electronics has decided to change its second generation 3 nanometer process to as 2 nanometers. So their second generation 3 nanometer process is called as 2 nm process at this point. So yeah, from planar to FinFET to gallium nitride, now it's just naming conventions at this point, but it's not referred to a die shrink. So yeah, and yeah, since it's like you can't shrink die sizes at some point of time, but yeah, this just confirms it. Next up, we have some news regarding GDDR 7. JEDEC publishes essentially GDDR 7 memory standards, and they came up with these standards. So essentially, GDDR 7 is going to be 2 times faster. It has double data rate that of GDDR 6. So GDDR 7 standards are defined essentially, and yeah, it has almost double the number of independent channels from 2 in GDDR 6 to 4, double the memory support and 32 gigabits density, and also it has less signal to noise frequency ratio. So overall, it's just that if the maximum is 16 GB in GDDR 6, you are now getting 32 GB in GDDR 7 and faster speed. And every other companies just dive straight into GDDR 7. Maybe we will not get GDDR 7 in graphics card at this point in 2024, but maybe in 2025. Also, NVIDIA has finally discontinued GTX 16 series, so this ends the mark of GTX series completely. GTX 16 series was the last one, and in few months, maybe till June or July, when the inventory gets cleared, you will no longer have GTX, and it's the end of the era because GTX was there for like 10 years or so, and now you're not going to get any more graphics card with the naming convention of GDDS, not GDDR but GTX, which is a bummer to see, but it is what it is. We move forward in tech, so now it is going to be GeForce RTX and not GTX anymore. So it's like an end of an era for everybody else. But yeah, it is what it is. Also, we have some news regarding RTX 1590, and it comes from Moore's Law is dead. And according to his sources, RTX 1590 is essentially going to be 70% faster and better compared to current gen. So RTX 1590 will be 70% more powerful compared to RTX 4090, which is nice to see. And also, he heard about the pricing of RTX 1590, and yeah, it is essentially coming this year in 2024, so it has not been delayed. So it is targeting towards the fall release of 2024 and not in early 2025. But essentially the pricing for RTX 1594, that 70% uplift in current gen performance, it's essentially too much. It's going to be $2,000, which is insane to see because RTX 4090 retails I think for $1,700, and you're essentially paying 300 to $500 more for RTX 1590. RTX 3090 started at $1,500, so essentially you're paying more for those performance. But yeah, that's it from me today. What do you think about the new sound? Of your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share and subscribe.